Hi Scorpio, and thank you for joining me for this reading for 2018. This is your higher arcana overview reading for 2018. I'm going to use the tokens in just a minute to clarify, but I'm using the Oracle Tarot higher arcana in order to read for your entire year. Before we do this, let me tell you that my astrology reading is linked down below. I did them separately. It's a 10 to 15 minute overview reading for January through June that will clarify some of the transits for you that I might mention while doing this reading. Secondly, I did a horoscope tarot reading on Instagram that I clarified on Vimeo, and so if you guys want to rent a video or two, this is a way that you can support me in the channel. Go to the links provided down below. If you don't have money, once we get the Instagram reading up to 500 hearts, then I will allow some of those videos, if not all, to become available on YouTube. But I do appreciate your guys' support of me in the channel, okay? So let's take a look at your reading. I just want to give it a good shuffle. So as I said, I'm using the entire higher arcana, so you'll see all the cards come through. And this is the reading I do every single year for you guys. So your first card and core message is the card of justice. This is the act of achieving balance in your life, and it's something that you have been aiming towards for a long time. I think some of the things that you choose to do this year in order to achieve justice are adjust yourself and really put an effort in towards going a different direction than that which is expected of you, that which you are used to. You have a bit of a renegade attitude, a unique approach to doing things different than that of everyone else. And I think that you are seeking that balance for yourself. So you're really seeking balance and order in your life this year to improve circumstances and to get into equilibrium, even if it means sacrificing against going down the route of traditional ways of doing things. The crossing card is the card of tradition. This is the card of the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is the kind of the status quo. So I'm kind of referencing the Vimeo reading and the astrology in this. So the crossing is so in going your own way, I saw that a lot in the astrology and in the Vimeo horoscope tarot reading. And so the tradition card reflects maybe the thing that you are working against. Nothing is black and white. And so you will ultimately find some path that will in certain ways still need those old structures of doing things in order to achieve what you are trying to achieve and the direction you are meant to go. So kind of go your own way, achieving balance, maybe breaking away from expectations of the past, or but in some way also bringing them forward in order to achieve the things that you want to achieve in your life. Okay? At the top of the reading, we have the Empress card. So this is your focal point. Either yourself or someone around you is a huge part of your life. The Empress is the mother. She is the wife. This is you in your role as a wife or a mother as well. And this came through a lot for you in the 2018 overview reading through the horoscope clarifiers. So the Empress is a huge facet of who you are. There's so many different ways of achieving things and going in many different directions. And you are meant to kind of break away from the past and move forward towards kind of new ideas of femininity and what it means to be a woman, or what women mean to you in general. This year you will find a lot of women in your life as significant parts of your experience. You can turn to women at this time to really kind of integrate all the events that are happening for you and around you. Below the surface, we see the moon, which is more subtle energies that are motivating you towards new directions. So I feel as though this is a very kind of tangible, physical experience, while this is more of a personal, subtle one. Both cards represent the feminine aspect or yin energy. The moon is to do with our desires, our yearning, inspiration, tranquility, insight, and intuition into circumstances. So I feel as though you're balancing out a circumstance, and you are trying to move through situations into a new direction. I feel as though you are motivated to become something that is concrete in the world. I feel as though that you are trying to make your mark on it. And then below the surface, you have all these really creative, wonderful ideas that are guiding you towards new ways of doing things. You kind of are seeing things from different perspectives, and you're kind of breaking the mold with regard to the things that you want to bring around. I do feel as though you feel at times that people are in some way disingenuous towards you, or maybe have in some way competing interests, or interests that are not necessarily known to you, and people who are willing to act on those interests, and that's what's disconcerting for you. In your horoscope reading, I did see that there was some kind of challenge to the things that you have. So there was this energy of having something taken away from someone, but in that situation, it was really about you buying into it rather than just, you know, kind of not expecting something and something coming through. So in some way, someone just kind of taking away from you. So in that situation, it's kind of believing the wrong person. And then in this feeling, this is more that you have a general concern that people are just gonna in some way take without your participation. So let me tell you that that's not true. People are not going to take away from you, but maybe the other situation is happening because you're spending so much time remunerating about how someone's going to take away from you and what will happen, you know, when you lose ground with that. The past energy, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is your change in luck and change in opportunity for the better. This happened for you in 2017 and leading into 2018. So a total shift and a total transformation had happened in your life. And this was for the better. This was a necessary step, and you were liberated from some things that were holding you back or holding you down. And you felt freed, and you felt liberated, and you felt an ability to move forward. And this is why you are achieving this level of balance now, because something had transpired that in a certain way got you away from things that were not working for you or that were harmful to you even. And I think that's probably why throughout 2018 you will feel that kind of questionable energy around you, questioning where it's safe and what is safe, because you had been in some way through a lot, and now because you are healing and because things are getting better, you are questioning other people's resolve and truth. The oncoming energy is the energy of Cancer, or the Chariot. There's great love coming for you in 2018. I feel as though there's someone or something or a situation that comes through that brings you, like, I see flowers, I see just bright colors and a welcome, open arms kind of energy, kindness, and love is being expressed towards you from a variety of people. I do think that this is going to be more than one situation, and in this situation, this is going to be like in the company of friends, and then maybe in a love relationship, and then possibly like with family members, and maybe like think about it in terms of several relationships or situations that will be very kind and very and very welcoming and very sympathetic and gentle. So there's no need to kind of bang your head against the wall. There's this wonderful, kind energy that is there with you now. And I think that a lot of this will have to do with you ascribing to a doctrine. So there could be a certain belief system or a structure or a routine that works really well for you. Okay, so that routine, adopting that routine or that regimen, maybe not routine, but a regimen that in a certain way gets you to where you are going, right? So I think that's certainly you will feel more and more inspired and motivated towards a new direction and finding hope in those directions. The next card is the Sun. And so this represents love coming into your life and happiness as well. And so I feel as though you will find yourself in very good spirits in 2018. I do feel as though this has a lot of the positive changes that are happening in your life have to do with attitude and disposition. And you just feel that happiness. You feel like it's your time to be happy. Maybe it's that Jupiter in Scorpio that is helping you kind of take ownership over your feelings. And it gives you that extra little push to convince yourself that you can have the happiness that you deserve. So the Sun is in this position is just the most auspicious and positive message. I mean, it is saying that you will get the love that you want the happiness that you want, all those things are coming for you. So I would encourage you to kind of, really enjoy this transit. I feel as though maybe the more balance you get, the more grounded you get, and the more happiness you have about your life. There's a renewed hope that life can be good, that life can be in some way what it needs to be, that the promise that I feel as though you felt betrayed, that life couldn't be something and it can be. And I think that in 2018 you're coming to realize that life can be good with good situations and good circumstances and happiness and relaxation. You don't have to constantly fight, and you don't have to constantly in some way fight against something or consistently try to work against problems. And I feel as though there had been so many problems in the past that you had been liberated from. There had been so many different issues that held you back that you almost kind of didn't believe that it was possible that good things could happen. And there they come right at the beginning of 2018, I suspect. We'll see it in the quarters, but I think that for the majority of the year, if not already, there's this healing. I think that the Jupiter transit is not what you expect it to be. I think that you expected fame or infamy if you're a Scorpio, yeah. So you expected certain things, but what you're actually getting is peace and tranquility. And the other aspect of Scorpio is this healing energy of compassion, of sympathy, of just acceptance of the circumstances that you are in. Here is the next message. We have the Temperance card. So there is a Sagittarius person who is a key figure in your life. Remember that this came through in the horoscope reading in the 8th house, in the 10th house, in the 12th house, 8th and the 12th. And so there is a person who you need to be wary of. And I know they're a fire sign, so they're a Sagittarius or Aries. And this is a person who can get you stuck in very serious financial issues. Maybe not serious, but I sense the annoyance. You get kind of stuck in something with someone. So it could be the Sagittarius person who's around you now, or it could be someone else who has fire transits, but that came through really strong in that horoscope reading. And so here we have the Temperance card bringing balance and harmony. There's this supportive energy of hopefulness. Someone is nurturing your spirit and giving you hope towards new directions. And I feel like that's actually lighting up your life. Now, I don't want you guys running from every single fire sign person you meet, because I think that this is just one person, and you'll feel very clearly that this person is going to be an issue, especially if someone who wants to, financially integrate with you out of the blue, or someone who comes through really quick. And and kind of tries to be a part of something with you. You know, you can trust people, but learn how to trust people. That's always the advice, right? But this Sagittarian energy, Sagittarians can be so uplifting in their spirit and positivity. This person is sort of helping you in some way. The next message is the High Priestess. So I think that you're looking for this divine guidance, and definitely some of the other signs did get a spiritual year this year, but I don't feel as though 2018 is going to be as much about spirit for you as it is about practicality, about the numbers, the ones and the twos of things, the practical approach to situations and circumstances. Sorry, my hand's just like this. I feel very still, and I'm getting a lot of channeled messages for you guys, which is really a nice, I've hit like a moment in which I can really gather a lot of information for you. So you're going to see my hand just kind of not moving, I think, or like just holding one card at a time. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, you're hoping for insight. You're hoping for transcendence through inner knowledge. And sometimes, you know, that comes naturally from the universe. The universe gives us messages, but sometimes that's kind of like wishful thinking, almost thinking that there is some kind of outcome that will, you know, magically resolve everything and be the perfect answer and everything will make sense. And I think that we get kind of stuck in this kind of necessity for finding closure. And sometimes there is no closure. Sometimes things are open-ended, and sometimes they just never kind of, you know, become cohesive. So here is the Empress, and so this is going to be clarified. We have the Fool, so embarking on a new journey, new marriage for some of you, in which you are getting married, and there's this kind of honeymoon, new marriage experience. Also new groups of female friends, definitely with lots of positive female energy coming through to help you. Here is the next message. There is the Lovers. So yeah, definitely a lot of people are going to be getting married. And I think that there will be a lot of focus on that relationship for you as kind of the foundation from which you will build a lot in your life. So this obviously will take over your life. Other things will go to the wayside. And I feel like the message of a lot of women, supportive women, no, I think it's for both genders, both female and male people will have, you know, lots of female friends, lots of female energy, almost like sisterhood for some of you. But yeah, branching out in new directions, promoting happiness and joy in the things around you. I'm just going to take a little caveat because you guys hopefully have noticed that the Devil, the Death card, the Tower, and the Hanged Man have not come up yet. So I'm just giving you a heads up that they are going to come up in significant positions now. So you just want to make sure that you brace yourself, but we'll work with it. So far, this is very peaceful and a very tranquil reading. Here is your next message. Oh, here it comes in the Tower. So I think that there's a threat for you of loss this year. The loss comes from not trusting a relationship and having it fall apart, throwing too much negativity at it, being paranoid towards someone, and through that paranoia, kind of, creating something like a false idol in a situation, or someone kind of losing their nerve. I feel as though relationships sometimes are really about agreement. So if people form an agreement and form trust, then that's great. But if the trust is broken, then it's all about convincing yourself that something can work or it can't work. And so if you are fundamentally distrustful towards the probability of something working out, then it won't. And in 20 years, hindsight, you can say, oh, that could have actually really worked. But in that moment, you feel as though you're not ready, or that it's not the right opportunity. And so I feel as though there's a chance of too much doubt that will prevent you from pursuing options that are actually good for you. So I'm encouraging you to be more hopeful and more optimistic about the prospects. And then here's the Hanged Man. So I'm actually really glad they're in this position. This means that this year you're working through a lot of things. You know how I gave you your little warning? I was worried, but I'm glad that these cards came through here. I feel as though a necessary resolve or review of your mindset and your attitude towards things is necessary. I think that you have such a strong way of analyzing things and analyzing things for yourself that you may not necessarily be second guessed by people around you very easily. What happens with that is that by not being able to be second guessed, right, you might end up in some way avoiding a check that you should have. A check means like you're wrong, you know, someone pointing out that you're wrong. And sometimes that's a bad thing because that keeps you out of trouble. And so you want to make sure that you are constantly being self-critical or allowing for criticism as well. But I feel if you're dealing with any degree of paranoia, then that's a very hard place to be in, because where is the safe place to trust from? So maybe that's some of the conflating issues that are going on for you on a personal level, you know, and you are you need that stillness. I think you need that tranquility and that balance, and something that you can depend upon, something that's very kind of reinforced, always there for you, kind of like a routine of sort. And so you need that routine experience in order to trust something, so that you have enough stillness in your life moving through your day-to-day to be able to review from which place things are not or have not worked out in the past. We all have stuff to work on, but I think that you are going to have a very thoughtful year. The past energy is the world. So there was great energy coming to you from the world, a great hope or opportunity that you were able to take. And then there's the Death card. So now we're kind of in the clear. We just need the Devil somewhere. The change. So yeah, fundamental change happened. It was released. There was an end to a situation. I felt like you had missed an opportunity. And I feel as though that's weighing on you as well. And if it feels like such a great opportunity that you had missed, that you are it's overweighing your current moments, so that when little things come through in your current moments, they seem like huge things because you conflate them with the large opportunity you had lost. And so I got this really strongly in your horoscope reading as well, that the point of all this is not getting stuck in that moment, but rather accepting the little things that are setbacks, and those are true for all of us, and in some way, you know, allowing to move forward, accepting the little setbacks, that they're not actually a part of the great loss. And you know, most people go through a significant loss in the past, most people suffer significant losses in their life, and it's important to keep it in perspective, because it feels as though it's unique because of its size or if it's significance. But in reality, we all go through losses, and we all go through losses, large and small. And so as quickly as possible, try to bridge your loss with the loss that other people experience in the world, to remind yourself that the little losses that you're suffering now are all a part of the regular way of doing things, and they're not necessarily so evil or so you know, huge. Here is the next message. We have the Emperor. So yeah, I feel as though you're getting married, you're finding a connection. there's a business arrangement that's really important for you. Financial prosperity, very big for 2018 in the horoscope reading as well. You also have the star, destiny coming into your life. This is also the card of Aquarius. So strong feelings of destiny, fatedness, soulmates coming through. I feel as though a real situation or a relationship is coming together very strongly for you. So the loss in the world, or the opportunity loss in the world, it could be a person or a situation, is actually so meager in comparison. It's just the reverberation of how it made you feel that feels so significant or causes you to doubt. Here is the next message we have. This is the Devil card, bondage. And so this happens at the first part of the year, so January through March or so, which is good because, I mean, this is the carryover from 2017, and with the eclipses, you can kind of rid yourself of that. The eclipses happen in your 10th house of career, so I do feel as though there's going to be a larger change. I talk about that more in the astrology reading, link down below. And then home and family. So, you know, picking up slack and going in a new direction. Around you in the spring, so March through June or so, we have the Strength card. So this is the card of Leo, personal fortitude, exerting a lot of effort into physical pursuits, you know, working hard, working out a lot, eating well. I feel as though there's this kind of focus on appearance for you. This came through in your second house in the horoscope reading. So I feel like attraction, physicality are really important. Maybe shopping a lot. Be careful with your spending habits. But yeah, looking nice, spending money on clothes and appearance is a big thing for you then. And then you slow down by the second quarter. So third quarter, which is from June till September or so. There's a slowdown, a reassessment that's in line with the retrograde periods of Saturn, Pluto, and Mars through your third and fourth house. You get a hold of yourself. So it's okay if you kind of pursue a little bit of an exuberant lifestyle in the springtime or through March through June, but then in the summer it'll get a little stale, and then you'll get into perspective. Like, if you want to maintain the balance of your relationship, you're gonna have to kind of get back on track and get focused. Your fourth card is the Magician. So this is for next winter time or fall, from October through December. And by the way, sorry to everybody in South America, you know, by all means, it's okay. So yeah, sorry about the so anyway, I'll let you guys adjust your seasons. I got distracted. I had a channeled message. Sometimes when I stutter or whatever, something came through really strongly. But in the fourth quarter, we have some level of from October to December, like making the right choice and seeing it pay off. So there's a positive consequence to whatever decisions that you've made, and you're pushing forward in a new direction. Okay, so your total outcome card, and this year I have held this back for the last card for all of the readings, is the Hermit. So ultimately you're coming into like a unique perspective on doing things slightly different than what you've been taught and what's been expected of you. This is kind of the Renegade card. I'm going to do things my own way, you know, and my way or the highway, that kind of thing. You know, and this is being free. This is the friendship token, so the hearts are not actually, they're just touching. So there's a deep friendship that you maybe start with yourself or with another person, or maybe this is the person with whom you're making these connections with. So I think the Sagittarius person is a person who will provide you a lot of sustenance. They care about you a lot, and they're very nurturing towards your needs. The oncoming energy is the water energy. So this is in your feelings. Cancer is a water card. So deeply in your feelings. And I feel as though the relationship that you're stepping into is deeply romantic. It's very like hand in hand. Everything's perfect. Honeymoon season in a big way. Let's get a token for it. Hey, let's pick one out. So I think this is Leo, so you might be forming a relationship with a Leo person or feeling passionate like Leo, like this is the right path or the right road. You just feel so confident about taking this route. Let's take a look at the moon with the Hanged Man. So yeah, that's your Scorpio nature that you're working through. So the moon is like, what is my actual feelings about the situation? Kind of seeing doubt, paranoia, release, and move on. So here is the Libra card. So the balance comes through the energy of Aries. So I would say that if you are somewhat unstable and feel off kilter, the balance is going to come by the time the sun moves into Aries, which is not too long. I think it's March, right? March to April or so. Definitely that improvement. Again, feminine energy is really important. I would expect you to have a lot of interaction with women. Maybe later on in the year, there's more yang energy around you. Let's see your sun. Hold on. So the sun is the earth. So yeah, I told you guys this, the practical physical realm of groundedness is definitely where you find a lot of balance, change about love, change about what you love, how you express love, what is love to you. I really want to see this strength card. Yeah, so you're taking chances. I told you this in the horoscope reading, that you will be taking a chance. There will be many chances that you take, especially towards material wealth. And some of them are going to be kind of duds. They may cost you a little, but I feel as though you're looking for something and you can sense it. You know there's a good deal in there somewhere, and I think that you will find one. And I think that, yeah, so the marriage token came up for this. I think this is settling down into marriage in August through the end of the year, or maybe August came through as the channeled message, but it could be June through the end of the year, the second half of the year. Let's see. I got Pluto again. So the energy of Pluto, this could be a Scorpio energy with the water, but then there's Leo and Scorpio energy. Those are both fixed signs. But this is really nice, the friendship and the marriage and love. So I feel as though you're getting a little bit of both. Or maybe this is someone entirely new who expresses both lessons of the past, you know? You get both. And I think that what you're hoping for is a balance between the feminine and masculine energies in your life. Let's see this bondage card, what it says. What do we hear? Okay, so we have the sacral chakra. So, you know, you're being too carnal. You're being too within your reproductive system. I think that in a certain sense, yeah, you're kind of, you lose track of that. And I think that maybe through that is some kind of like, you hit the nail on the head. You get it right. Even though it doesn't make sense why it would go that way, just trust your body, trust your instincts. And this came through so many times. So this is the heart chakra, right? So yeah, love's coming into your life. There will be a deep, I think you're looking for some kind of water sign connection. And then here we have the south node, and the south node will move between Aquarius and Cancer. Not Aquarius and Capricorn this year. So this is at the same time as maybe it's transiting. This kind of catharsis and releasing the past will happen, enabling you to open up forward. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this reading. Happy New Year, you guys. And I will talk with you guys soon. Check out my astrology reading and the VIMEO horoscope reading in the About section below. Take care. Bye, Scorpio.